Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Bo, or Carl Hunga 712, and today I'm bringing you a best class setup for Shipment, DOS House, all these small maps. I think you'll like it. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more CoD news. And here we go. On the screen is the best class setup for the shotgun. I think you guys will like that. Make sure to pause the video and go back, if you want to copy the setup. But I figured I'd go through and kind of tell you why this class setup works so well for all these small maps, and even works on larger maps too, because the pump shotty's got a lot of range, very good gun, very fun to use, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy this class setup. For barrel, you'll want the sawed-off barrel. Basically, that kind of widens your pellet spread and also increases damage. That's the big key with a lot of these, is going to be damage increase or damage, bullet velocity, critical kill area, that kind of stuff. Usually I go with the full choke. You can go with that or the other choke. One narrows the spread, the full choke, so that's why I use it. Just kind of tightens your hip fire spread. Gives you a little bit more range when you're shooting from the hip. You can also use wider pellet spread, so that's a little bit better if you're closer up. That's really going to blast a larger area. So that there is kind of interchangeable. I just go with the narrow because, again, it just tightens it a bit. Gives you a little bit more range. This is another big key here, the Smle pistol grip. This basically increases your sprint to fire speed, which you'll see basically with the shotguns. The sprint to fire is kind of slow with them. It takes a little while for your animation to get to complete and pull the shotgun up and get ready to fire. So that's why you see most people kind of walking around. This also means too, you don't want tactical sprint on, auto tac sprint. You don't want that basically when you're using the shotguns, because it's going to take too long to basically go out of your animation from sprinting to firing. But in case you do have to get out of some tricky, sticky situations, that's why I always put on all these sprint to fire attachments that really help with that. So that's why you'll see that here in the background. But not only do you want these sprint to fire attachments, but also make sure you're kind of walking around the map just so you're ready to fire. You can basically fire instantly when you're doing that, rather than trying to sprint around the map and get caught kind of in that animation where you're trying to go from sprinting to firing. So, in continuing, you'll also want the 12 gauge 5-round magazine. This increases velocity and damage range again. That way you're not kind of shooting behind people. And also, again, you want to increase the lethality of the shotgun in these modes, and damage range obviously does that. Probably the biggest attachment on all of the shotguns is buck and slug. That's one thing you need to run on all of these, is buck and slug. So basically, not only are you shooting buckshot, you're also shooting multiple slugs out of the gun, and that's what makes these shotguns so incredibly strong and probably overpowered, but you know what, even if they're overpowered, it's kind of fun to run around with them. But that's another attachment you're going to need, is buck and slug. The fabric grip, again, sprint to fire speed, that's what helps with that. Also, for your proficiency, you're going to want to use a vital. That just increases your critical hit area. Again, it just makes the shotgun more lethal, more one-shot kills. So you definitely want to run that. The last one, basically, your kit, or sorry, not your last one, second to last one. Your kit, you can kind of choose whatever you want. I usually run like XP when I was leveling the gun up, or sometimes your equipment dexterity perk. It just helps to throw equipment faster, like grenades and flashbangs and different things like that, just so you don't get caught. Again, kind of in that animation, so that's another good one. But that's one you can choose, so whatever you feel most comfortable with. And then the last one's the stock. I use the CGC 2mm wire stock. Again, it helps with sprint to fire speed. So again, if you do have to sprint to get out of a bad situation, or maybe get to another area on the map a little quickly to maybe cut off reinforcements. So that's my class setup. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. That's going to be the strongest or best class setup for your pump shotties. Once I get the other shotguns completely leveled up, I will also have the same class or I'll have a similar class setup for all those two. Again, most of the time with these guns, again, you're going to want buck and slug. You're going to want to increase sprint to fire speed because, again, if you get caught sprinting with the shotgun, you're going to die every time. It takes a while to get out of that animation. That's why you see a lot of people kind of hopping around. That's another way you can do it, because when you're hopping, you kind of sprint and hop. And you'll see me do that sometimes too. That also quickens the sprint to fire time, so that's why a lot of people do that as well. Also, some other things too you'll want to run on your class. Definitely run overkill with the shield. You're just going to have, again, more protection from people shooting you. I can't tell you how many times that saved me when I'm trying to get around a corner and I'm basically one shot. I've got that shield on my back. The shield protects me from bullets or anything else getting shot around or thrown around. So definitely recommend running overkill on that. The first slot, the first perk slot I use, so the third perk slot's obviously overkill. The first one, I usually use the tac mask perk on here. Fortified doesn't really work. That's supposed to be flak jacket in this game, and it just, like I said, it just really doesn't work in this game. You still get burned alive pretty quick, or anything fire related pretty much kills you quickly, or grenades. So fortified doesn't really work too well, so I use the tac mask perk to basically helps me get away from stun grenades and stuff. So you'll see, even when somebody throws a stun, obviously I get stunned for a second, but it doesn't last quite as long. So that's what I use. And the most important perk, I think, of the three is in your second class, or your second perk slot. You'll want to run forward intel, because this game differs from most CODs. This is very similar to Modern Warfare 2019. You have what are called squad spawns. So map positioning doesn't quite matter as much on here, because if you get one guy that kind of slips out, you'll start spawning on. So that's why a lot of times the spawns kind of feel weird. You spawn with certain teammates that are on different parts of the map, even though it's like, well, there's, the way our teammates are positioned, you wouldn't think we'd spawn there. So forward intel basically lets you see and lets you know where everybody is spawning in at. So you just kind of, it kind of helps, again, if somebody sneaks through and screws up spawns, at least you'll see, oh shit, there's some guys spawning behind us, there's some guys spawning on our flag, let's turn around and take them out as quickly as possible, try to catch them off guard instead of them catching us off guard, because we don't realize, oh shit, somebody spawned out. So I think that's the most important perk, is that perk 2 slot with forward intel. When it comes to grenades, I recommend the thermite or the Molotov or the new grenade. I don't have it unlocked yet, but any of the fire grenades, not only do they help keep people off objectives or kind of shut down different choke points, basically assists in this game similar to Black Ops 4. Again, assists count as kills. So again, if you if you hit somebody with some fire and somebody else takes them out, hey, you get the kill for it. Helps you on your streaks and different things like that. Also helps you get more kills if you're looking for more kills or high kill games. Also, the stun grenades are great, because a lot of times, most people I find in my lobbies do not run the tac mask perk, so I'd recommend running stuns in your tactical slot. Like I said, you can run some other stuff too, but I know a lot of times people use stim. Again, because of the animation in this game, I really don't like running stim. Again, to me, it takes too long to kind of pop that. So that's why I recommend stuns. And again, stuns are very powerful in this game. They deal much more damage than they did in the older games, unless that's been patched lately. I believe stuns do somewhere around like 40 damage. So if you get a guy pretty weak and throw a stun grenade around the corner, a lot of times you'll kill him or you'll finish him off. And they may have patched that. I haven't seen the most recent patch notes on the stun grenade, but that's why I recommend using stuns. Also, stuns in this game last an incredibly long time, and since most people don't run tac mask, again, that, and third, again, assists counting as kills. Throw a stun around the corner, have your teammate take a couple guys out. That's a couple of kills, awarded toward you. So I think that's a good one there. And then kill streaks. On kill streaks, I recommend definitely running the counter UAV. They've kind of buffed the counter UAV, so you can't call certain aerial streaks in if a counter UAV is up. Not to mention, the counter UAV's never really been patched also on the longevity of it. I mean, you call a counter UAV out, to me it feels like it's up for like 20 minutes. So definitely run a counter UAV. The flame knot, I think, is very fun, very useful in these small map modes because you could just hold the trigger down with the fire and basically just walk from spawn to spawn and take people out. So that's another recommendation. Use the flame knot. The third one's kind of up to you. Dogs are probably the most useful other than those two, or what is it? The mortar strike's pretty useful if you can get the fucking marker to, you know, lay down. Sometimes it's a pain to get that marker set down, but that'd be potentially the other one. But I think those are probably your three most useful kill streaks. So let me know in the comment section kind of what you guys have been running on your shotgun classes and stuff. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something useful. I hope this will help you get bigger kill streaks and stuff in the future. And again, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and check out some of my other videos that'll be linked right here at the end on the closing screen. So again, thanks a lot. Have a good night. We'll see you next video.